Welcome to Wise Beyond Bitcoin, where you come for the crypto neo news, education, opportunities, and macro updates. My name is Lucas,
My name is Ryan.
and we've got a little macro update and news all wrapped into one. Actually, some opportunities as well, because we'll talk about how this will impact other blockchain crypto projects. But this is a news article, an update on the US Treasury putting sanctions on a protocol built on Ethereum. And it revolves around, I guess, an attack against privacy or an attack against privacy preserving protocols in blockchain and crypto. And
Yeah.
let's kind of get into it. What is Tornado Cash? How does it work? Why does it work? And what's this all about?
All right. Yeah. Well, so the news is that Tornado Cash is being sanctioned and that the assets that are US based are going to be seized, I expect. And, US citizens that are banned from using the service. There's a fine, if you're found to use it. And what is Tornado Cash? It's a mixer on Ethereum that basically facilitates anonymous transactions by disguising the origin, the destination, and the people involved in the transaction, and it mixes all these transactions together, and then enables privacy basically by combining all of these transactions and using an encryption and an algorithm to kind of obfuscate the source, the destination. So it's a bit of a black box, you would say, and yeah, and it facilitates privacy. And the this is being shut down. That's the big news. Now, one of the questions that comes out of this is how will it be done, right? Can it be shut down? And there's a little bit of a kind of a joke experiment that's going underway right now where people are sending celebrities tiny amounts of Ethereum that are from Tornado Cash wallets, and just to kind of test the system to see, will these wallets be shut down, and will these celebrities be treated differently, than a normal user? That there's that element in this too. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but they're definitely shutting it down. So the next question is, well, what does that mean, and how effective will that be, and what happens to the people who are interacting with this contract? That's an important question.
And what's interesting about this, and we'll see if this becomes more of a conversation moving forward, but we're looking how this new technology, blockchain, cryptocurrency, is the decentralized nature is creating a new criminal class that, while it used to focus on maybe institutions or services that provided these nefarious or ways of obfuscating. Tornado Cash is a protocol. It's not run by people. It's a smart contract that anyone can use. There's nobody that you're trusting with your Ethereum or with your resources, and all it does is prevent prying eyes. It prevents others. It basically, we talk about the value of privacy in blockchain. Everything that people send is on one big public ledger. It's as if everyone's bank account could be viewed by everyone in the world. And Tornado Cash was a protocol that was beautifully developed to not cost anybody. There's not some group that can change the code and take your money. It's not benefiting a few over the many. It's literally just allowing people to use the security of crypto, of blockchain technology, to benefit from that security and to be able to benefit from privacy in anonymous transactions, which human beings have been able to do since the beginning of time, and exchange of whether it's gold, silver, cash dollars, whatever it is. So it's interesting that while crypto and blockchain, still most of the population doesn't even know. Most of the American population doesn't even know what a Web 3.0 wallet is, and how blockchain or crypto works. And yet there are some people creating laws, creating criminalizing, interacting with this new technology. And I think this really goes against it goes against the idea of freedom, of experimentation, of pro science, of pro evolution, of pro growth and experimentation, because these can be great protocols that can protect services and applications to allow privacy and exchanges. We talk about data storage, privacy for your emails, data. There are many cases in which privacy is necessary. So instead of the Treasury or these institutions saying any business, any institution, any U.S. person, anyone we're in charge of that we find using this to launder money, or that we find that they will be fined. It doesn't say that. It says anyone at all that uses this, which is very, to me, seems very backwards and lazy to all of a sudden. Now, I haven't used it before, although we've talked about, I'm familiar with it. I think it's a great protocol for blockchain. We have talked about privacy and privacy applications in blockchain and crypto. So it'll be interesting, like you said, someone to test out this new sanction. Someone has sent Ethereum to all these different celebrities using the mixture. That's hilarious. So an anonymous,
really is.
An anonymous crypto user has now implicated all these in the apparent DPRK operative.
Well, one thing that jumps out at me at this is that, they say that the Tornado Cash has laundered $7 billion, and that's a lot of money. But put it into perspective, because there's, in the traditional mainstream financial markets, you've got a history of named financial intermediaries, banks that have a long history of laundering cartel money, mob money, various illicit, hiding the origin and the ownership of billions and billions of dollars over long periods of time. I mean, recently, or not recently, but in the last few years, Banco Santander has been one of the ones that's been named as a huge organization laundering drug money. So, and there's others. I think there's U.S. based banks. I can't think of them right now, but you can Google and find this all out.
Well, that's how it's
Panama Papers.
That's how it's always been done. For the
right.
last 100, it's been done through banks. Blockchain crypto has only been around for a few years. The mixer's only been around for a couple of years. The idea that Tornado Cash or Ethereum is some huge, bizarre marketplace where all this laundering takes place. Like, I think there have actually been pretty good papers and written about this, exposing the fact that there's such a lack of liquidity. There's such a lack of real liquidity in crypto and blockchain. The idea that it's being used to launder amounts of money for people is really silly and almost preposterous. It's almost insulting, and it should be considered to be a waste of taxpayers' time that politicians are going after Tornado Cash when you've got banks and
Panama Papers and offshore accounts and
all these other, and if you're going to say, hey, we're aware that there is a privacy preserving protocol in blockchain. If you're using it to launder money, if you're using it to hide,
then we'll go
after you for these things. But
just in general to ban it,
ban that's like saying cars are coming around and they can help people out, and you catch people using cars to hurt people or to kidnap or to
drive-by shootings,
do bad things, right? And you find it, you're like, look at this. This is why we shouldn't have cars. And you have everyone saying, yeah, that makes sense. We shouldn't have cars. You could never do something like that on a horse, or
the idea ban the car. Right.
Let's not blame the car. And is Tornado Cash protocol, does it, and now it's almost like we can look at this in other industries. Look at this in solicitation or laws around protecting the age-old. Let's look at prostitution. What does that do? When you criminalize it, even the scripture says not to cast a stone and to criminalize things that are non-violent and involving another. You criminalize it, what happens? It means that the people that are engaged in that work and that labor, they don't have the protection. They can't go and have the same security and safety from violations.
So they turn to violence.
So it opens up opportunities for more violence. So when you create criminal classes from anyone who uses the protocol, I don't know that that's, as far as we talk about,
Yeah, is that a good
pro
thing?
regulation and what we can do so to help bring regulators together with developers and innovators. And there should be a harmonious way. There is a harmonious way so that those who are used to overseeing financial institutions can take that knowledge and that skill set and apply it to this new burgeoning industry without overstepping and
just
applying,
banning things,
demanding and applying it in ways that don't make sense in this new technology,
and smothering innovation in the process.
Basically so, and scaring people away. And the idea is that privacy in blockchain and crypto, this is a good thing. It is
Yeah,
okay to be able. Can you imagine if any politician or anyone working these fields, if any time that they bought a cup of coffee, if you want Tornado Cash to be sanctioned, then how about every time you tip a waiter or you buy a cup of coffee or you send money anywhere, the whole world should be able to see every transaction
right.
you've ever made. That
And why should crypto live up to a standard that we don't set for any other kind of transaction?
Right. What's this
Yeah.
artificial standard set for this new technology that doesn't even apply to the current financial system? So
Right.
this is hopefully, we see things like this. We heard when Senator Warren made some ignorant comments about blockchain and crypto. Hopefully, these ignorant positions and these ignorant comments that they'll invite the conversation so that people can educate and help
Have a
explain,
dialogue.
get the dialogue going so that we can come to a better understanding and create a way forward that is more beneficial.
One thing that jumps out at me about this is other privacy protocols might see some interest and some a little bump up in their usage, right? Like Secret Network, for one, is poised to benefit from this. A lot of, and especially since we're building bridges between the EVM world, where Tornado Cash was home, and now there's ways to move money from Ethereum and the EVM side all the way over to the IBC directly to Secret. There's multiple bridges, Evmos, Gravity, on and on. So, I feel like this opens a door that that Secret could walk through, or at least advertise and position themselves to take advantage of it, because privacy is not going to go away as something we need. It's not going to become obsolete. So we do need the tools that make it possible for financial and individual privacy. So I could see Secret, Monero. There's others, but we definitely like to focus on Secret.
Although none of it is financial advice, commercial advice, legal advice, it's all educational, entertainment, research information that we're just sharing. We do have the playlist and the videos to catch you up to speed on the latest innovations and developments. So subscribe, notification bell if you like catching up on this. And at the end of the day, it's great that these headlines, at least they get the conversation going. Although I would say this is a step in the wrong direction when it comes to innovation and using this technology to make the world a better place. We definitely would want to see some Orwellian system with perverted incentives that don't allow for people to have that natural privacy, whether it's using the restroom or having intimate conversations and shared moments with loved ones. There are times where privacy is good, sending messages, and one should be able to exchange value without having to include the whole world. And if we can do that in a decentralized way, that's great. Let's ask, what is the Treasury? How is it benefiting us that there are sanctions on protocols that aren't scams? It's just an application that works. What's so funny is Tornado Cash works. This is proof that blockchain and crypto, you can build a smart contract that does something that doesn't require anybody else to facilitate it. And the Ethereum network, through its mining and algorithms and operation, will sustain this application, and anyone can come in and use it just by paying the gas fees. That should be seen as a beautiful feature in ways that
Yes.
it could be incorporated. And it could be in ways that institutions that check out with the Treasury and they're not using it for laundering and illicit purposes, it's a great protocol and a great tool that institutions and people should be able to take advantage of and use for that privacy feature. I mean, instead of looking at it in a bad way, we could take the same protocol, same tech, and look at it in a positive way, and still have those agencies that are there, those people that are working to prevent people from using these tools in a bad way, still have them there. Obviously, shucks, I've never even used. I've known about Tornado Cash. I've never used it. So they've done their research. Obviously, there's people working there that have been all over chain analysis and Tornado Cash. So since you've already
Right.
done that work, why not just go after the people that are using it for bad reasons instead of saying, you know what,
Anybody
let's
who
just make
uses
it
it.
illegal for
Right.
anyone to use this. I'm tired of doing my job.
Right. Right. Well, we'll see how it shakes out. It'll be an interesting experiment to see, how effective the ban, the sanctions how effective it is in a DeFi Web3 world. Are there points of failure, points of control, points of supervision, and that'll be effective in allowing this to be shut down and for the people involved to be sanctioned, or will it continue? That's an open question. I feel like this celebrity um, test, I guess, if you will, is trying to get at that very issue. To see what happens when when people are known to have interacted with the contract, and what can be done about that. That's an open question.
And again, let's make a point that there. I didn't read this in detail, but it would be horrible if this created a criminal class out of people who've already used it, or maybe there are people who have funds in there right now. Like the way Tornado
Yeah.
Cash works is you put funds into a big vault, into a big bank account that shares an address so no one can see who it came from. But because you put it in there with your smart contract, it recognizes the amount you put in, and you have the power to send that amount back out of this Tornado Cash address. So it's anonymous, but people can see that it came from Tornado Cash. So basically,
Right.
there's a lot of people, and there could be a lot of people who wanted to keep their money in there for. I can see most people wanting to do this not for laundering purposes. Like the reality is most people who get involved in blockchain and crypto are involved in experimenting in new protocols, new projects. Some chains are around, they go up, they're
Mm-hmm.
dead, they're projects that aren't even around tomorrow. There's a lot of high risk. It's a new technology, and a lot of people, I'm sure, experimenting with this new tech, seeing if it works, are doing it to take advantage of that privacy preserving feature, not knowing what the future is going to hold with the legal framework, but regardless of that, not wanting other people to be able to, for security and safety
Just
reasons, be aware of
monitor their right.
what they have.
Know everything about them.
And so now, if they were to send it out of that account, does that mean now that they've interacted with it and they're
Those funds,
targeted and
that wallet, that wallet has, yeah, I think
and
that's
so
what's
the
going to be.
law really, it's very damaging and backwards. It's now it's creating criminals out of people who are doing nothing wrong. It's not really fixing or solving a problem in crypto. Meanwhile, there are tons of pump and dumps and projects that if you're out there trying to protect people from getting fleeced and losing money and scammed,
Yeah, focus
let's
on
get
that.
some public. Let's get some commercials from the Treasury. This is another public service announcement from the Treasury. Be aware of BitConnect.
Yeah,
And have some
right.
some things to look out for. If you're watching a YouTube video and it's got Elon Musk or Vitalik Buterin or Steve Wozniak or some other person, and next to it they're giving away free Bitcoin or free Ethereum, if as long as you send them something first,
Maybe shut that down. Yeah,
shut that down. And these things have been
yeah,
going on. They continue to go on, fleecing people for large sums of money. The people that can't do anything about it. There's no insurance,
mm-hmm.
when you FDIC when you take a hit like this. So, yeah, I'm as far as my take on this, I think it's great that there are eyes looking at protecting the blockchain and crypto space and keeping it a clean arena for innovation. but I think maybe that the people who created this sanction are going about it the wrong way. I think that you can even go after people using it for laundering purposes without having to go after anyone who uses the tool
Yeah.
itself, right? It's like
Right.
whether it's a knife or a gun or a hammer or name it. So many of these things have been used to hurt people, but they've also been used to feed people or to help people or to build homes or to do work. So to focus on the tool, I feel is missing the point, especially when so little is understood about blockchain and decentralized applications. These tools are so little understood in the first place. That's another thing. I think we
Well, we
covered.
will. Yeah, I think we covered it. We'll update you if anything changes. Definitely like, subscribe, put your thoughts below. We'd like to hear your comments. What do you think about this? And we will see you on the next one.
Yeah. Do you think privacy is important for crypto and blockchain? Is there another privacy project that you're following? We do cover Secret and their developments. We feel that they're one of the leading protocols, really, in all of blockchain to understand the importance of privacy and have applications built using it. Fortunately, Secret is built on a public blockchain with privacy as an option on its layer one. So I don't feel that they are going to be targeted for doing anything nefarious. That's one of the other benefits about Secret Network.
Yeah.
That being said, whatever comes out, we'll let you know. Until the next time, have a beautiful day. Namaste, y'all.
Thank you.